What would be the reason why Congress would refuse a vote, refuse debate, refuse committee hearings, refuse even to meet with a nominee? Why would Congress not do its job? Why would the Senate not do its job? And Madam President, I've been thinking about that, and I can only conceive of two reasons why this Senate would not do its job, and both of the reasons are highly illegitimate, in my opinion. The first reason, and this is a reason that occurs to many citizens, and they're very, very concerned about this, is that the Senate is announcing that it will not do its job because of the identity of this particular president. The Senate has been willing to do the job for other presidents, but is there something about this particular president that is making the Senate decide to break its historical traditions, violate Article 2, Section 2, Clause 2, and not do the job? There's a second reason that suggests itself to me with respect to breaking all of the historical precedent on this particular Supreme Court vacancy. And Madam President, it connects to another concern that I've taken to the floor many times to talk about as a member of the Foreign Relations and Armed Services Committees. There's another clause of the Constitution that I care deeply about, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 11. We should not be at war without a vote of Congress. We're now in the 20th month of a war, and Congress hasn't even voted this war against ISIL. I go to hearings all the time where members of the Senate criticize the president for what he's doing or not doing in the war, but I see a complete unwillingness in this House and the House of Representatives to actually do what the Constitution commands and have a vote on the war. This circumstance reminds me of that. A clear constitutional command in Article 2, Section 2, Clause 2, a clear historical precedent of the Senate engaging, but now for this president, on this vacancy, a decision, hold on a second. Maybe we can just avoid voting yes or no. If we vote yes for a nominee that the president might send up, we'll make some people mad. If we vote no on a nominee that the president sends up, we'll make some other people mad. Maybe we can just avoid the commands of Article 2, Section 2, Clause 2, avoid the uniform history of this body, and not vote at all. And if we can avoid voting at all, maybe we can evade accountability. Maybe we can evade the criticism that might come to us from our constituents. That is also highly, highly troubling. But Madam President, I can't think of any other reasons why this body would violate the clear commands of Article 2, Section 2, Clause 2, and violate a uniform history of approving 17 Supreme Court justices during a presidential year, other than A, it's fundamentally a sign of disrespect for this particular president, or B, it is a desire by a Senate that certainly has the votes to confirm or deny, consistent with the constitutional provision, to avoid taking a vote and thereby think that we can avoid the accountability of our citizens for casting a vote in something that might be controversial. Needless to say, both of those reasons are highly illegitimate and, in my view, are really beneath what we should be doing in this chamber. I deeply, deeply fear that the actions that we are embarking on in connection with this Supreme Court nomination are expressing a profound disrespect for the Article 3 branch, the courts, a profound disrespect for the Article 2 branch of the presidency, and frankly, a profound disrespect for our own history, traditions, and job description in this Article 1 branch of the legislature. It is not too late for us to turn this around. It is not too late for us to take a pause, and when the president sends over a nomination for the Supreme Court, to do what justice demands. If justice demands anything, It should be that we would analyze an individual on that person's own merits, instead of just saying the blanket rule is no matter who you are, no matter what your qualifications, because you were sent by this president, we will create a unique rule for you and refuse to entertain you. We still have time to turn this around. I have no idea when the president will send a nominee over, and I have no idea who that nominee will be. But when that nominee is delivered and recommended to the Senate, it is my prayer that this body will do what Article 2, Section 2, Clause 2 demands, that we will do what we have done in every other instance when a president has sent a nominee over in a presidential election year, that we will not bar the schoolhouse door, but we'll open the doors to our office to accord a nominee the courtesy of a discussion, that we will have hearings in the Judiciary Committee, and that we will have a robust debate and a vote on this floor. If that vote is a yes, that will be great. If that vote is a no, that will still be fully in accord with the constitutional job description of this Congress. But to not entertain a nominee at all, in my view, would violate our oath, would violate the Constitution, and would express a significant disrespect for all three branches of government.